Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood. This is SoFloRadio.com. Z Nation. Z Nation. Where consciousness is queen, love really is the answer. And making a difference is on the menu. Z Nation. Organic beats and inspiring treats. Get your weekly dose of vitamin Z now. This is Z Nation on SoFloRadio.com.
What up, world? So excited. What's up, light workers, brothers and sisters, homies and homettes? It's a Z Nation show broadcasting live from Hollywood, Florida. This is Zayna de Gaia with Emily Sunset Martinez and our guest for today, Mandy Moon. Welcome.
Thank you. This is awesome.
Woo,
Glad
woo.
to be back.
You're back. We knew you'd be back. They always come back. This is like Hotel California. You can never leave.
Spicy. I love it.
When we find a place where we can feel at home and we're welcome, I'm going to say without judgments, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But I think that's one of the things all of us want. We just want to be accepted for exactly who we are in a place where we won't be judged. And, and even in those places where we think there's no judgments, there are humans. And whenever there's humans, there are judgments. So
anywhere there's people, there's people.
Yeah. Sunset told me that you said that to her, Mandy.
Yeah. that stuck with me, like relieved a lot for me when you told me that. I was like, okay.
Whenever there's people, there's people. And whenever there's people, there's humanity. And whenever there's humanity, there's duality. Mm-hmm. And whenever there's duality, there's just a flip side of things, and there's the love and there's the judgment. And, we were just looking at the pyramid of raising our vibration, moving from the energies of like shame, guilt, anger, judgment. And it goes on, after that is like fear and then courage. And then we start stepping into the higher vibrations, which are love. Higher than love, frequency is joy. And one above joy is peace. And above peace, the highest vibration is enlightenment, self-realization. I found it really interesting that in this in the vibration frequency table, joy is higher than love. I thought love was the highest.
Right.
So joy and peace are higher frequencies than love. And joy is the frequency of healing. So whenever we're in healing space, whenever we want to be in a fully healing space, it's kind of like, you remember the Mario Brothers, the warp zones? You would skip many levels.
I love that game.
Yeah. You go from like level 1 to level 8. It's kind of the same thing. Like you can go from those lower vibrations into the higher vibrations by asking yourself, what brings me joy? And then taking actions to do things that bring you joy. And another warp zone, another shortcut to move from low vibration to high vibration is to become aware and eliminate judgments that we have towards ourselves, others, and just life in general, how things should be and how things shouldn't be. I call that the equanimous zone, the zone of, if you wake up feeling good, don't take it to the extreme. Like, I feel so good today.
Sometimes I can't help myself.
You can. And it's okay. It's okay to do that, but not be attached to that, because knowing that you did Vipassana.
I did.
Knowing that things will pass and pass and pass under that bridge like water, whether they're good feelings, good emotions, good thoughts, good sensations, or the opposite. Everything moves through. Everything is transient. So, and staying in that middle zone. And I wanted to talk a little bit about perception. I was having a conversation this week about that. I heard a Guruji, one of the wise ones, talk once. And, you know, he was talking about how if you wanted to turn the town red, you know, you wanted to have a red town, you can go to town and paint the town red. Now, it'll take you a minute to paint everything red, and then maybe people would go paint on top of it, or
Different shades of red.
and it would just be a very complicated job, and one that you have no control after you paint it. So you may be disappointed that you want the town to be red, and it ain't going to be red because you're doing a lot of work painting it red, but some people may come and paint it blue.
Maybe
And
purple.
Maybe purple, black, white. And what Guruji said is, you know, if you want the town to be red, you can attempt to paint it red, or you can acquire a pair of red lens glasses and wear those.
I like that.
Yeah, and you know, and basically that's, you know, it's saying that our perception shapes our reality. So, you know, a simple example, I have my book Thank You for HPV, and I called it Thank You for HPV for a reason. You know, you can have an illness or a disease or whatever you want to call it that comes into your life, comes into your body, and it could be like, oh my God, you know, my life is over. I have to deal with this disease now. My life is going to change. Everything about it is going to change. And you can set into a depression. And that perception opens up for a multitude possibilities of actions that can be taken. And those actions will determine the next actions and the next reality. It's like that's a whole world. And then you can have another point of view, another perception, like with me with the HPV, or even just recently I had a urinary tract infection.
Ouch.
Yeah. And, you know, it was amazing. I'm so grateful that it happened. First of all, it really it was scary. And I noticed how my thoughts wanted to follow the fear thoughts of like, what if this spreads? And what if it's not in it? What if it's something more serious? And then it was also an opportunity for me to have a wake-up call, you know? And one of the things that I noticed, you know, that is I haven't been drinking enough water. And it's part of why I had the infection. And same thing with any illness or disease or challenge that we have in life. It could be an opportunity to open our eyes, open our hearts. And when you have that perception, like, wow, this is an opportunity for me to shift things in my life. It's an opportunity to like really prove to myself I'm a healer. There's something to heal in my body and I can heal it. And I can experientially experience myself as a healer. And then that gives me a whole set of actions that I can take in that perception. And then when I take those actions, I have new actions and a new reality there. I often give this example of what's going on the planet right now. You know, we are in the Kali Yuga, which is a period of time that was described in the Vedas as the time of the absolute and most ignorance in the history of humanity. And it goes in cycles. So we're at the end of Kali Yuga, which is the darkest age, and we're at the end of the darkest age. So the darkest part of the darkest age in the history. And what you may not know is right after the Kali Yuga is the period of pure enlightenment. So, you know, so the planet and humanity are experiencing right now a birth of a new consciousness. You've noticed that, yeah? We are all awakening, and as we're awakening, others are awakening, and the planet is shifting. And however, if you focus on what's going on in the world through the mass media, your perception will be something like, holy smokes, like the world is ending. there's a lot of suffering. There's a lot of darkness. And, well, you know, if you have that perception, then your actions may be like, well, F this. I'm not going to pay my bills. I'm not going to take care of myself. If everything is ending and it's the end of the world, you know, there's a whole set of actions that we'll be taking and a whole reality that gets created.
Well, I think there is an end of a world, but it's the end of old beliefs. Like I was saying, I don't know if I said this before, but like, for instance, like the baby boomers, they're gone. Like that whole generation is leaving. It's more of us, like Generation Y and Generation
Millennials.
Yeah,
that's the trendy word.
Yeah, there you go. There's more of us than there are of that time. So there is an ending. But it's just like, all right, where is this going now?
Well, that's exactly it. That's you can either have the perception of the world ending, and then the other side is the perception of it is an end of an era.
Yeah,
and what we've moved through, if you're tapped into what's really happening on the planet and you allow your soul to remember, moving from the third dimension to the fourth dimension is what's happening right now, and beyond fourth dimension. Third and fourth dimension also represent the chakras. So we're moving from that space of ego into that space of the heart, the fourth chakra. So when I know this, and I know that that's what's going on, I have a whole other perception of life. And I often give this example. If you observe a woman giving birth naturally, and let's say you just got dropped on the planet and you've never seen it before and you don't know what birth is, you could be witnessing that birth and having a freaking panic attack. Your palms are going to be sweaty. Your heart is going to be beating fast. You're going to be like, oh my God, what's happening? Somebody help this woman. It's bloody and she's screaming. It looks really uncomfortable. It looks like hell. And you could like have a heart attack there if you didn't know what was happening. Where on the other side of the fence, there could be someone who's really present to the miracle and the beauty of a new life coming to the world, and you know, a mother giving birth to a new baby, and that person watching the birth from that perception, you know, they could be sitting and meditating and just being with what's happening, knowing that in the big picture it's a birth and it's beautiful. And that's exactly what's happening on the planet right now.
Definitely a new birth.
A new birth of a new consciousness, of a new humanity, and we're part of it, and it's actually exciting. And we can look at what's going on in the world and be like, wow, this is part of the shift, and this is what it looks like. And if we really think about it, you know, everything that's happening right now that seems really crazy, a lot of it has already been there. And a lot of us have been in the dark and sleeping for many years and many generations. And with the awakening of the indigo children and all the higher consciousness that's coming to the planet and helping us to awaken with the technology, social media, smartphones, and the ability to tap into everything that's going on, we're tuning into something new. And this awakening really is occurring to us. It can occur to you like heaven or like hell. Imagine you have like a dark closet that's been dark for a really, really, really long time, and nobody can see what's going on in there. And it's old, so there's cobwebs and there's old, you know, dead cockroaches, live cockroaches. And then one day you take a flashlight and you just shed light into that closet. You're like, oh my God, this thing's disgusting. This thing's disgusting. And that's what's happening on the planet right now. There's more light on the planet. Hence, we can see more of the darkness. We can see more of the crap. But it's always been there. But what we can tune into, and that's why Z Nation was created, so that we can focus stuff that people are doing in the world and get present to how much of it is going on, because there's a lot going on in the world. And I know there's a lot of light workers doing work in the world, and we need to acknowledge each other and shed light on it so that more of us can shift our perception from I'm living in hell versus I live in heaven. And heaven and hell are but perceptions coming from the exact same place. You're either watching the birth and saying this is disgusting and scary and the end of the world, or you can look at the birth and say, oh my God, this is a freaking miracle, and I'm so grateful to be here right now on the planet because I chose to be here and I came here for a reason. The people who are on the planet right now are big deals. You who are listening, you're a big deal. You're a big deal if you're on the planet right now because your consciousness knew to be here at this time as the Kali Yuga is ending and enlightenment period is beginning. It's an opportunity for all of us. Yay!
Yay! Yay for rebirth. I love it.
Yay for the world. All right. Mandy. In there?
Yeah,
okay.
Whatever you want.
Okay, so
I'm here for you.
Mandy Moon is part of, well, she has Mandy Moon, her band. And you're releasing some new songs today on the show.
Yeah, I felt, the need to share like some exclusive music from the album. I haven't even posted this on any of my social media or really anything. And
is this the album that you're going to release?
Yep, it's releasing hopefully in the summer. I mean, with recording and stuff, anything can change. It's one of those things you go with the flow, but you also have like a schedule. But, you could change your mind. You could add more. You could do more.
Well, yeah, less. It's your party.
So we're looking at like summer 2016, and it's going to be called Passing Through. And if you want to use this. Yeah, and I know Miss Sunset requested that I play the first single off the album, which
one is that?
Which is called Why Can't I Breathe? And when we think about that consciousness, as Z just mentioned, we talk about those feelings, like those aversions, those like emotions we feel at that moment in time. And I wrote this song on the feeling of being stuck, being blocked, like in a wall in a room, and feeling that anxiety, because that's what I suffered with for a really long time. This is like pre-yoga times, pre-self-healing, all that stuff you just mentioned. Like it wasn't there. It was just like it was sitting right underneath the surface, and I just didn't tap in. I didn't just go, oh, I can totally handle this, right? So
you just didn't know.
Yeah.
Just sometimes we don't know. And you probably used music as your coping mechanism back then. That was your yoga. It probably still is.
Always. It's been, and with the shift that we're talking about, I feel it. I've been feeling it a lot more. The creativity is much easier to tap in, like compared to last year and the year before. Like it feels like it's so much easier to be in it now, and not have the distractions, whether it's up here or in here or somebody hurt my feelings or this and that. Like you look at it from an observatory perspective, like when I write now, instead of like, oh my God, this is terrible. No, it's like, wow, like I can actually put this into words and hopefully find meaning for somebody or something. And that's just what we do. Like, whatever. So anywho, I just felt the need to share. So
awesome. And we're going to keep sharing. And I want to find out more about, Mandy Moon and how you got to be Mandy Moon. But we'd love to hear this first song.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Let me just grab my guitar.
All right, girl. That's a pretty guitar.
Thank you.
Did you paint that?
I had a friend that painted it for me, actually by accident. This is like $1,100 guitar. So, I trusted my friend clearly. Well, and we were joking around one night. We had like one or two drinks, or like having fun, and we went to sleep. I woke up and I saw my guitar on my guitar stand, and it was painted on.
Wow.
And I went up to him. I'm like, Davey, I was like, that's pretty cool. I was like, when did this happen? Oh, last night. Like, you said you wanted me to paint your guitar, so I did. Be careful what you wish for, guys.
Word. Whatever you say expands.
And hopefully I can get more work done on it and just cover the entire thing.
It's like a tattoo.
Yeah.
Just getting started.
Because I can't afford a tattoo right now, but my guitar can.
Love it.
It needs a makeover. So, I'm just going to go for it, guys.
Do it.
I stay feel locked inside my head too long. I wish that you would understand my soul. And there's no use in hiding what you feel. And the scars are more than prevalent to you. Whoa, why can't I breathe? Whoa, why can't I breathe? On and on the cycle continues, and my body's more temple to a breeze. And you say you wouldn't take me for granted, and I'll take those last words cautiously. Whoa, why can't I breathe? Why can't I breathe? She will release, and she will believe. Sitting in this empty room again, and my heart is falling outside my chest. God only knows what I can take. He says, have faith in all you do. Why can't I breathe? Why can't I breathe? Tell me why can't I breathe? Whoa, why can't I breathe? She will release, and she will believe.
That was so beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
No, like for real.
Sit with that for a second. Just it's like we shapeshift. Mandy, you shapeshift. And it's like, that's what creativity does. When we go into that vortex, it's like, wow.
It's a really intense song, guys.
No, that's me. It's like, talking about shedding light on the dark. That's one of the things I love about your music is that you shed light on that. You're not afraid to be that person to open and be like, yo, I've been there and look, this is my story. And that's how you can connect with people. And I think that's so beautiful. Like, that's why, like, I always tell Z, I'm like, if I'm going to listen to an artist, if the hairs on my skin do not go up, I don't pay attention. Like, I want to feel something. I want to feel I connect. And
I definitely had, like, hairs going up.
And it's a little cold in here, too.
No, it is cold.
Like, yeah, it is cold in here. Come on, you guys.
But I love you guys are making me blush. I love it. It's like, it's a song that I wrote, like, probably about almost 2.5 years ago. And it wasn't recorded because I just never found like a happy home and a happy space. I wasn't like ready. Like I was playing it so many times. I played it hundreds of times, played it out. And I never recorded it. And it wasn't like time. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, as an artist, you just know when it's the right time to unleash like the dragon or like to unleash like the work. And the time is now. So
yeah,
it's awesome.
Definitely. The time is now.
Have you always sang?
Yeah. I've been singing since I was 5.
Wow.
And my parents encouraged, the creative side of me. And they just could tell that I really liked it, whether it was like ballet dancing or like, and it just, as I got older, my mom included me into choirs and Broadway stuff. And then
that's awesome.
Yeah. And going to and living in New Orleans and stuff and being around live musicians all the time.
You
and
lived
jazz
in New Orleans?
Yeah.
What? I did not know that. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. So,
now.
I mean, it's like all these people that are like, even the teachers that I had growing up, when we talk about the light workers and like the teachings of other people, like, if it wasn't because of that one choir teacher that I had growing up, I probably wouldn't be here. Because she's the one that like gave me that happy zone, that openness, like to like make mistakes and to all that stuff and all that yummy, vulnerable stuff that you do growing up. And
so she opened the door for you, Mandy. When I was young, I used to love to sing, and then I made up at some point that I couldn't sing because I didn't have a voice. Like I didn't have the Whitney voice, and I didn't sing, And then later I did a course called the Landmark Forum, and I discovered that was just a story, and that I actually have a tool. Like I have an instrument, which is my body, and I can train it. Like I can train myself to play the guitar. I can train myself to sing.
You totally can.
Do you have anything to say to that people about singing that have that story? Like, where do we even start? Like, I mean, when I was younger, I wouldn't know where to start. I just used to sing, but I still can't hold a note. But I love to sing.
I think you can hold a great note. I listen to your beautiful kirtan all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think I say that because I don't know what it means to hold a note.
And that's okay. And, honestly, at times I do have like envy to people that can just do it and not think about it. And from being trained from college,
funny. It's like a curly hair wanting the straight hair because I look at her, I'm like, she knows what she's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Do I really though? But it's like I wasn't always trained, and when I did play, like without any like purpose or meaning, or just because like it was really fun. And like you either make the decision to go deeper and to dive in, or you just kind of just go with the flow and you just do it like as a hobby. Like it's just one of those roads that you take, and either one is just as wonderful, and it's just as filling and nourishing, and and it's all about sharing. And what I would say for people that are like unsure of themselves, as a teacher myself, like for music, keep doing it over and over and over until you almost get sick of yourself, because you won't always like what you sound like or what you do, but it's just keep getting out there, keep playing for fun, open mics around your friends, and having that support, that family, whatever that means to you, is really important. So,
and you said something about like a hobby. So I think a lot of people have it as a hobby, and you've moved on. Like you've taken actions to move this beyond hobby.
Yeah.
When did that happen for you? And how did you make that
like when did you
move?
decide that, you know what, this is what I want to do my whole life? And
Well, it was interesting because my first passion growing up, because of meeting that choir teacher, I wish I remember her name. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But it'll come to mind, and I'll let you know what her name was. But she actually inspired me to become a music teacher. Like, I wanted to teach. Like, I felt like it was my mission. It was like my work to teach from the age of like 8 or 9. Like, I knew I was going to be a teacher. Period. The end. And I went through that, and I started playing out for fun and blah blah blah, and I started getting like acknowledged. I started getting attention for it. Like, people would come watch me play, just very organic, like really natural. And I felt around like 16, 17 when I played a few open mics around Boca here in Florida. I realized like maybe I should try and do something with this. And I was like in the middle of college, like shifting from doing this hospitality business major / like nutritionist. I was like kind of like on this confused path at the moment in time, and I woke up and I was like, gosh, like I really don't like what I'm doing. Like I dislike it. I wouldn't say I hated it, because I did love it at one point. I started to not feel myself, and I realized that the only thing that works for me is music, and just watching other people play, whether it like they're big people like Adele or just local musicians. I know, drool. I just was like, why can't I do that? I was about 17, 18, like about to finish high school, and I just decided to dive in. And I had so many people that were like so against my decision. My parents were like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? I'm like, there's nothing wrong with me. This is me. Take it. White chocolate all the way. And it took years to finally like be acknowledged like through my own family. And my friends were the ones actually were like, cool, right on, awesome, like do it, do you. And
yes.
And I realized also from that experience, like I realized like I wasn't gonna really let anybody tear out that vision and that dream. And also my vocal teacher in college, Miss Dorchin, who I love, extremely eccentric and extremely open, and she just said, listen, I know you're not going to the Met, I know you don't have plans to be an opera singer, but just so you know, this is part of discipline, this is part of the journey, and this is what you have to do to attain this degree. And she taught me discipline, and I wasn't sure if I had it for probably like 2 years. From
discipline of like practicing, staying with it,
6 hours a day, like
wow.
It was a crazy schedule, and it taught me to learn the real true skill of multitasking, because I was just like, how do I balance all this music work that I need to do for school, and also the music work I want to do outside, like for myself. And I started learning and balancing time for myself, time for the music, time for my schoolwork. And I started just playing out, and I started just like recruiting friends. Like friends just wanted to play, and it just all kind of came together, and I realized like, wow, this actually is gonna work. And I had a little bit of representation through FAU, like the record label there, that taught me a few things, and a couple girlfriends who have been in the business down south. And it's really like connecting with people and learning and taking that seed of knowledge from others. And I feel like that's how I got here.
Yes.
Even musicians in my school, like, you're not looking, oh my God, she's so much better than me, because we've all been there. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty and she's so tall and she can sing better than me. Oh, I've had so many moments like that. I'm just like, and look at me, I'm like this like grungy like singer, not in pink dresses and like bows in my hair. I'm just doing it. I don't care to look cool, but I care about others more. Like I think it's remembering to look outside of yourself when you do it.
Yeah.
Rather than be like, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't do this. How am I going to make money? And it's just like those thoughts I think come probably every like 2 hours for me.
That's so perfect that you said that. It really is. 'Cause it's not just like, not just musicians, but that comes up for anybody who wants to follow their bliss, follow their heart. And it's scary too when what we've been taught our whole lives is like, get a job, do this and do that. And to break that mold.
Oh my God, it's petrifying.
Yeah, and like, I had a friend tell me yesterday, and I was talking to him. He probably might be listening today. My friend Justin, like really, really talented musician, went to school together. And he's just like, I just want to find something long term so I can survive. And I remember telling him, like, what is long term anyways? I was like, what is that? Like, can you tell me what that means? Oh, like an office job during the day and this and that. I'm like, but why? I was like, I was so intrigued by what that meant, because in my head I go, I don't really know what long term means. Like, I just know what I'm doing right now. Because if I think way too far ahead, I feel like I cut myself short and I bewilder like what I'm doing today, So it was like interesting. I think we have that fear for our art, whatever it may be, whether it's like a modality we create for others or something we write. It's a hard thing, and you have to make that decision. Yes, I'm doing this, not sort of, okay, maybe next year. That's what I did for 2 years, so hence everything occurring now. But that's okay, and I'm not mad about it, and I'm not upset. I just go, I was in a different phase a year ago. I was a little bit more distracted per se. That's a whole nother story, but and that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a process too, like to uncover all the layers that get in the way of us fulfilling on what we want. And it could be like fear of success, fear of failure, fear of disapproval from others, especially those close to us. I really love what you said about what helped you grow was surrounding yourself with other musicians. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's I think a very important thing. That was one of the things that helped me be more confident around music, because I didn't consider myself a musician. Mm-hmm. And hanging around people that knew music was amazing. I learned so much, and it built my confidence around it. So definitely who we surround ourselves with. And that was part of, today I wanted to talk about like how we can raise our frequency energetically, and like surrounding ourselves with people who vibrate at the same vibration as us, whether it's in the same field or just the same kind of vibration that you want to be in. So we're going to take a pause. Mm-hmm. We're going to take a little sponsor pause and tune in and acknowledge and thank those people that have our back in the background, helping us to grow Z Nation. So we've been on the air for, it's going to be a year.
Yeah,
March 19th. So I'm just really like looking back at everybody who's been on the show, all the sponsors that have sponsored the show, everybody who's ever commented on our videos, liked them, watch the videos, listen to the podcast. Thank you. Everything you do makes a difference. Our vision is to be everywhere. Our vision is to be part of the raising of the consciousness of the planet and really make a difference by shifting the perception of what's going on the planet. So we can realize that we are living in heaven and we have the choice in every moment. And so these sponsors that we have are people that have come forth and really, are walking the talk and supporting the community. So thank you. We love you. And we'll be right back right here on SoulFlowRadio.com.
Tune in to get tuned in. This is Z Nation on SoulFlowRadio.com.
Add a twist of yoga.
Yoga Twist with Julie.
A great way to integrate yoga, meditation, and lots of fun.
Promote family bonding. Help with flexibility and exercise.
Julie has been teaching kids for over 8 years in after-school programs, summer camps, and local studios.
Book a group, family, or one-on-one session now. Email me, yogatwistjulie@gmail.com.
Follow Yoga Twist Julie on Instagram and like Yoga Twist on Facebook for great family lifestyle tips and Yoga Twist events.
Omar is a certified hypnotist with an intuitive and gentle approach that empowers his clients, allowing them to realize their own wisdom. Personally, I'd been stuck in a heartbreak, and with Omar's help, I got to the root of my suffering and my attachment to staying in relationships that no longer served me. I instantly felt lighter and free from resentment for the first time in years. Contact Omar at 305-343-9210 and cause a breakthrough in your life.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Clark, and I'm a yoga teacher and student at I Love Yoga Studio. It's been my privilege to practice, learn, and expand in this place of ever-evolving love and spiritual growth. When you visit, you'll most likely be greeted with a welcome home, and that's exactly how you will feel, at home and free to be. The studio offers yoga classes that meet you at your level of practice with affordable prices. So check out our schedule at www.iloveyogastudio.com. See you on the mat. Namaste.
Join the Z Nation team as a marketing partner. We are always looking for conscious, sustainable businesses to support and share with our growing community. If your business is one that serves humanity and you want the world to know, we want to help you grow. Sponsorship opportunities are available for all budgets and flavors. For more info, call us at 954-604-1290 or visit ZNationRadio.com.
Now, back to Z Nation, your weekly dose of inspiration on SoFloRadio.com.
We are back.
Ooh.
Oh, we wanted to come back with a song. I didn't tell you. We were busy talking.
No, I love
but,
it.
What song would you like to play?
Oh, man. I think I'm going to play the one that me and the band have been finishing creating.
Can you tell us a little bit about it before you
Yes, I would love to. It's called Suitcase. And I wrote it actually around, not last year, but the year before, like towards the end of December. Because I noticed a lot of, the past couple Decembers I've had have been kind of, shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this song is about, because I was on the move to have a new environment, a new change of frequency and friends, and it was part of the movement to coming to South Florida, like Fort Lauderdale, like Davie area, and ending like a really, really heavy relationship. But the song is turned from outside of like a relationship ending. It talks about change and packing up the suitcase and not coming back, whether it's like emotional baggage or like physical baggage or both.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause usually those two intertwine, and I feel like that's what the song's about. Just kind of moving on, like Emily always says, let that shit go.
Yeah, let that shit go. Let it go, let it go.
Yes, so that's what this song is about.
Awesome.
I love writing about change, like, because I feel like it's a never-ending conversation. So, hope you guys like it. Exclusive Z Nation.
Awesome.
I hope this mic is close enough.
Mandy Moon.
Can you hear me?
Suitcase. Yeah, girl.
Okay, cool.
Oh, we can hear you.
Yay. All right. Away by my windowsill for you to come home, for you to come home. I'm moving way too fast for the both of us. Burning up in here, the cloud is so unclear. Overdue, so I'll break away and I'll break these chains and I'll break away. I got my suitcase packed and I'm not coming back. And I'm not coming back. No, I'm not. The road's been paved and one of us will cave before it's too late. So I'll keep moving along. I'll move along. I'll move along. Do, 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 do. that you believe like I believed in you. I fell for it. My heart was safe exactly where it was till you took it out of place. You know what they say, the flowers can grow without a little rain. So I'll break away and I'll break these chains and I'll break away. Got my suitcase packed and I'm not coming back. And I'm not coming back. No, I'm not. The road's been paved and one of us will cave before it's too late. So I'll keep moving along. I'll move along. I keep moving along. Keep moving along. Got my suitcase packed and I'm not coming back. And I'm not coming back. You were no good to me. The road's been paved and one of us will cave. You caved in on me. Yeah. Suitcase packed and I'm not coming back. And I'm not coming back. You were no good to me. The road's been paved and one of us will cave. You caved in on me. Yeah. Suitcase packed. I'm not coming back.
Oh, no.
Suitcase packed. I'm not coming. No, I'm not coming back. Suitcase packed. Suitcase packed.
I have chills. It's not because it's cold. I'm
Word,
just saying.
same.
I'm just saying. When you go into those like moments, Mandy is like it's deep. It's so beautiful. So beautiful.
Word. I like stuff that's deep. So
Pack up that suitcase and close that door.
word.
please.
I had a lot of that happen December. It was like, all right,
Bye.
this is my bag. Let's go, Candy. Let's get out of here. I'm
Oh
done.
my God, Candy.
Yeah, I know. I would
That's her
bring it here,
dog.
but you know.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Thank
You were talking about something before the show, and I was trying to remember that you wanted to share.
I think what I was talking about was I was talking to my pianist last night because we had band
You
practice.
said pianist, not penis. Pianist.
Pianist. He has a pianist, but he's a pianist. We're like pretty much neighbors, like brother and sister. Definitely past life. You know, we're like very, very close, like pretty much my soul family. And I was just telling him how I've been feeling about pretty much like the losing like our old drummer of like 4 years for on good pretenses. It's just, you know, people have to move on and change, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I was feeling like at times I'll be sitting and I'll have moments of where I feel that black cloud and that black mass like kind of sweeps into the consciousness, and I feel like I'm not good enough, or like I'm not doing it right, whatever it means. Right. You know, like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get through like this phase? Like, because I just feel like it's constantly going up and down, and I'm totally going bananas because, you know, the band knows it's not my fault. It's not their fault. And I want to, at the same time, like, I'm so frustrated, I want to put the blame on somebody or something, you know, so I can at least take responsibility for it and fix it and heal it and move forward. And we were just talking about how, like, you know, because he's a conductor at a high school and he works a lot and he makes a commitment to show up. And that's all that matters, like doing it because you love it and taking the time out. And we just talk. He's like, man, he goes, I totally feel the same way. Like, I feel like I'm always 1 inch away from hitting that black cloud mass. And because we went to Vipassana together, so it was just, he totally understands where I'm coming from with that. And
I would love to hear a little bit more too about your experience there, like what you got out of it.
I you know, for me, when we talk about the black mass, the first couple days of Vipassana was a lot of sleeping. And I know that
Vipassana, for those of y'all who don't know, is a 10-day meditation course.
Oh, yes.
And you're taught to meditate as taught by the Buddha, and it's a silent retreat. Yeah, it's confronting.
It's confronting, and I didn't know what to do with myself the first 3 days because I'm so used to doing so much. And the first, you know, I'm like 25 now. I was like 24 going to 25 when I went last year in the summer, and I'm so used to doing so much in a day. And I didn't realize I did so much until I was pretty much forced to do nothing. And I'm like giggling at the thought in my head, like, wow, I literally like don't have to serve anybody. I don't even have to serve me right now. I can just be like an embodiment of nature for the next 10 days.
And they serve you food too. Like, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
food is so good too.
I didn't have to cook. Like, I'm so used to cooking. I'm so used to doing all these services to myself and nourishing, and it was just really nice. But for me, it took me 3 days to kind of get in the zone. And, you know, breathing through my nose for 3 days was like totally different because I realized I do a lot of natural pranayama. And to actually release and just breathe was really interesting. And I would say like Goenka does like a lot of like discussions towards the end of the day to kind of like review and talk about what you gained today and the next day and whatever. And he just talked about aversions. He talked about feelings and emotions, and like, tell you what, there's a lot of emotions up here. Oh yeah, guys. And for me personally, I went through flashbacks starting from when I was like a little kid to starting from, you know, things that happened to me recently, and it was almost like hard to handle from like previous drug addiction, from previous like other addictions. I mean, that I didn't realize that were there. And they kept coming back. They kept being released, and I end up leaving there feeling like I know what I need to do to handle this, to take care of it, to move forward. And I got to understand myself more.
And how would you say, like, in your everyday life now it impacts you?
I feel, for me, I've been kind of slacking on my meditation game this week, but I usually am very good with it. I do my best. But I would say I know when something's not towards me, like, taken personal. I don't see myself getting angry, but
you're not so reactive.
Yeah, I'm not like, there's like, I forgot the word for it, but I was reading this article, this holistic article, and it talks about how there's a difference between like being like unreactive and also kind of like ignoring it. Do you guys know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, and
well, you're either like repressing things, like just burying them, but they're still there, or you have the ability to just be with them.
Right. And I know that this week with everything changing and kind of like trying to manage everything at once, I felt this need to blame it on someone or something for all this happening, because like it just doesn't make sense. I feel like I'm walking the path, like I'm treading along on this golden path, this like mission, you know, and the life purpose that I've been given, because, you know, I've been forewarned by many things that have occurred, and and whatnot, that has pretty much put me here. Like, you pretty much don't have a choice. Like, this is what you need to do, or you're going to avert, and you're not going to be happy. Like, you won't gain that happiness. You'll just be here. And I think as a musician, as an artist, you want to accept that, okay, there's going to be ups and downs, but sometimes I really hate them. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not okay with the ups and downs right now, but I'm looking towards getting past it, getting it out of the way, and being honest with myself and accepting, okay, like, there's a reason why this is happening. I'm supposed to learn a lesson, rather than going, oh, fuck, this really sucks, and blah, 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 like we said about the whole birthing thing, and like, oh my God, this is terrible, this is disgusting. You just go, man, this like really sucks.
Let me shift my perception, put on some red lenses right now.
Yeah, and I just, I talked it out, and it was nice to have. It's always good to have, like, you know, family to like relate to, and you don't have to be okay with it, but it's good to talk about it.
Yes, I've learned that when you suppress it and you don't say anything, it makes the whole situation awkward. Than just saying, you know what, this is how I'm feeling, this is what's coming up for me, and once you just let it out, it's like it's out of you.
And I woke up like a totally different person. Like, I woke up and I was like, nice, like this, I'm so ready to like move forward, and I have like a nice little meetup. I get to talk to like a business owner for some more gigs, and I mean, like, it's just letting it go and letting it just be. And it's hard because there's so many humans.
Yeah, and that time between now and the bigger picture, because you know your purpose, you see it, it's there, it's not like clouded anymore, like with that black mask anymore. It's clear, it's like, okay, I see it. But then it's just like there's steps you have to take, and while you're doing those steps, it's like you're learning about yourself too, and things come up. So it's like, all right, besides the technical part is the learning part about yourself, and then so that's a lot too. And so it's like dealing with the world and then with myself, and I know the bigger picture is here, but I know I have to go through these steps, and it's not easy
and
sometimes.
Nurturing too, like nurturing that part of yourself too, like as an artist, and also nurturing like the body. And I went through a couple months of just like full on stress, and man, I tell you, I-95 is so stressful. I can't even. I've been here for like 10 years, and it's still, I feel like my heart's gonna fall out my chest driving on the highway. And just like the shifting from having to be somewhere and just having to be at home. Like, people have told me like I look completely different. I look
because you work from home now.
Yeah. Now I'm in control of like, you know, my day. I'm responsible for my success. I don't have to worry about anybody else. You know,
it's a beautiful thing, girl.
Oh, gosh, and it's wonderful, and I love it. And you know, just let that shit go, guys. It's okay. Like, it's another day.
That's a big message. You know, Mandy, I just want to thank you for being you.
Word.
Like, you are, you're an inspiration because you allow yourself to be yourself. You allow yourself to be vulnerable in your art, in your life. And, you know, it really inspires a lot of people.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like, there's no pretense, and there's nothing to prove. You know, and I think you don't have to say anything about that. Your work, your music, and who you are really embodies that and inspires others to just let that shit go and be yourself. So thank you for being that.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I mean, I always love coming here. I always love hanging out. I feel like I'm in like my living room with mics attached to my face.
That's the vibe. That's the vibe we want to put. Like, come on for a chat. Let's just talk about, you know, things that we like and like-minded.
And maybe I can bring some of my band members, and then you get to know how crazy we are one of these days.
Awesome.
Yes, I would love
Thank
that.
you for being on. Mandy, when's your next gig and where is it?
Excuse me. My next gig is next Saturday at the Funky Buddha at Boca, Raton. I'm playing with two other bands. We're doing like a lineup show. It's been a while since we've done one of those. We're playing with the Metropolitan and also my wonderful, beautiful singer-songwriter friend, Julia Formica. It's gonna be awesome. You should come.
What's the website?
My website is mandymoonmusic.com, and you can also look up just Mandy Moon. You can find us all over. It's really easy, internet friendly.
Okay.
Thank God.
Thank you, Mandy Moon, for being on with us. We're gonna take 1 minute together. If you're somewhere where you can close your eyes, please do. And if you can, just bring both hands together at the heart in a prayer position. One hand represents the small self. The other hand represents the big self. The little self is judgmental. It exists in the duality world. It looks for what's good and what's bad and what's right and what's wrong and what's black and what's white. And big self is that eternal part of you that's always existed, that will always exist. That part of you that can just observe things without judging. That part of you that you can tap into unconditional love with anytime. And when we bring our hands together in this prayer position, we're reminded to honor all of us. Honor your resentments. Honor your love. And accept each part of you as whole. And as we grow our compassion to ourselves, we have compassion for the rest of the world. Om Mani Padme Om. A chant for compassion. Om Mani Padme Om. Thank you for tuning in, brothers and sisters. Be well, be you, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace out.
Bye. Namaste.
Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood, this is SoFloRadio.com.